Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking about a couple of sheet masks that I have used. I've been using sheet masks for over 2 to 3 years now, and in the beginning I just want to try it out because it was fun and it was like $1. But then when I found some really good ones, I really liked them. And so I just want to talk about some that I currently have right now, and then like ones that I found that were better, etc, etc. So anyways, let's get to it. The first one I want to talk about are the ones that I found from Daiso. There's two different kinds. There's some that is like 3 to 4 in a pack, and that's $1.50, which if you divide it, it's less than like 50 cents or something. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 or 5, but there's a couple for $1.50, and then there's another one that they have just individual for $1.50, and I didn't like any of the Daiso one that I had purchased just because after I used them, I noticed that it dries out pretty fast. Like the moisture isn't still on the sheet after I take it off, and there's no extra like usually residue inside the sheet mask. So I didn't really like them. Okay, so on to the next couple. I'm going to talk about the Neutrogena one. So I bought a whole bunch of Neutrogena ones just because there was a really good deal on them. But then I think these are also the first couple of sheet masks that American drugstore have ever, I guess, sold. So anyways, the good thing about this is like there's two parts to it. So usually a sheet mat is like one whole mask. This one is two separate, and Sephora has some of the separate one where it can like conform to your face. But I don't really find any difference in if it's like one sheet or two separate one, because they're kind of the same. If your face is too small, it's just never gonna fit correctly, right? Even on this one, because like even though it's two separate one, they're pretty big pieces, and you just kind of had to lay them on top and over each other. So I used one already, and I can already tell I don't like them. The reason why is the same thing as Daiso. It would be completely dry after what this one says, probably 15 to 30 minutes. After 15 minutes, it was like already dry, like the sheet was dry. Usually it's still moist when you take it off, and there's a lot of moisture on your face, but after I took it off, there wasn't that much moisture or product on my face, so I didn't really like it. And I remember when I had used this, the product or the liquid inside was super watery, so I didn't like that. Maybe some people do, but I really didn't like how it was so watery. It was like dripping off my face. And then also after using it, sometimes like the really good one has tons of product left over, and so you're meant to pat it back out on your face for the extra moisture. But I found that when I did that, my face was just like there's just so much of the product on my face. So what I decided to do is I pour it into like this little container, and I seal it up, and then I'll just use it the next day and put it on my face with just like my fingers as a extra moisturizer, because the moisture, the liquid inside these bags, they absorb into your skin really fast. It's kind of like water in a sense, but some of them are thicker than water, so they absorb into your face pretty fast, and then you can put other stuff on top. So anyways, I don't really recommend this because full price is $2.60, which is technically a lot for some mediocre masks. So that's my thoughts on the Neutrogena one. So I haven't really tried any other drugstore American brand one just because I didn't really have a good experience with this. Maybe one day, but after I use all this, I have a lot of Korean ones left. But anyways, so there's that, and that is from the drugstore. So let me talk about ones that I have used. This is from Sephora, and these are a little bit higher end. So this is Pharmacy with an F, and I love this. So as of right now, I'm gonna have to say these are my uber super extremely favorite sheet masks ever. That sounds like they all rhyme. But anyways, so I got a different one, and the only reason why I got this is because I saw them at Anthropologie. It was $24, was marked down to $16, and it was 40% off that, and then I divided by how many sheet masks was in the package itself. So then I look at Sephora, and Sephora was selling it for full price. And luckily I knew this brand just because I had a trial from Sephora, and this brand is really expensive. But anyways, this was the first sheet mask where I found out that there was like 3 layers to it, and I had no idea there was 3 layers. I was just assuming like every other sheet mask you just put on your face, but this one has like a first layer, you take it off, you put it on your face, and you take the second layer off, and the one in the middle is the one that you're supposed to keep on your face, and it's very gel-like, like silicone almost, like it's very thick jelly like that stays on your face. So this one I noticed, the reason why I started to pour it into this, and it's actually the same brand as Pharmacy, I poured it into this container that I have previously used already, obviously after I wash it out, but I pour it in and then I just use it and it lasts for 3 to 4 days extra instead of doing it all in one night, because I felt like it's just a little excessive and it was just too much product for my face. But I mean, if you didn't want to do it all in one session, you could just put it on your body, like your legs and hands and arms and stuff like that. But anyways, this is my all-time favorite. I love it because it really just like sticks to your face. After I take off, after I took off the mask, there was just so much product left over. That's why I felt like I didn't need the extra product inside the package. But this is beyond good. I noticed that my skin after I use this is just very moisture. It just looks really good. So I really love that brand. So another one that I have tried recently, which is Florapy. And this one, so the other one, I really like the scent of the Neutrogena, and I really like the scent of the Pharmacy. But this one, there's assorted one, so I don't know if it's just the one that I use. But this one is also pretty good as well. This one is exactly like that other one where there's like 3 layers, and I just didn't like the smell of the first one that I used, but there's a lot of different type of scent, so I don't know if I'm gonna like these other ones, but I have to say I still like Pharmacy a lot better. This one was pretty good, but if it was the same price as Pharmacy, I would prefer to use the Pharmacy over this one. There's anything bad about it, but I noticed that the Pharmacy, the liquid that they used was more moisturizing and it sunk into my skin faster. It did stay on a little bit longer and it didn't just evaporate so fast like the Daiso one. So this one's okay. I would not purchase this again though. I probably only would if it was on sale again, like super on sale, because then after calculating, it's like $150 to $250 each, but it's a lot better than the Neutrogena one, so that's why I would use this again. So those are the couple higher end ones, and then for some that I found at Marshall's. So this one I super didn't like. I do like random Korean masks, like at the Korean store that you can find, like let's say in Irvine or in Hollywood, in Koreatown, stuff like that. But this one I didn't like just because it's super watery, but it's better than the Daiso one because although there was a lot of liquid in this one, the mask was quite heavy, and that's another thing. It really depends on the mask. So this mask felt more like papery-ish, whereas the other one felt more like gel, and it like really stuck on my face, and it really just looked like I have like a, I don't really know what to say, like jelly on my face almost. I don't know, but this one's more like paper-like, and I didn't really like that. So I'm not gonna use this again, but it wasn't bad for the price. I think this was like $3.99, and there's a couple of in here. There's like 4 or 5 in here. I don't know. But that was our Marshall. Other ones I found at Marshall were these two, and I can't really talk about them just because I didn't use them yet. But this one is also sold at Sephora, and it was a lot at Sephora. So this was a lot less. This is $9.99, and I think Sephora was at least $20, I believe. At least $20. So I got those two that I didn't try. I also got this for Christmas, which I didn't try yet either, but maybe I'll talk about them afterwards. But this is also a Korean brand. And then another one, and the last one that I kind of wanted to use, I heard really good things about it. Oh, collagen was the word, not silicone. But anyways, so this one is basically the 24 karat gold mask, and you can see from the package that the mask is gold. I really do love this one, but it's not my favorite compared to the pharmacy, just because this one is quite pricey. Well, it was $10 I think for the package. I can't remember, for 3 different ones. So it's not that bad for the quality of the product, because you can see all the liquid in here. I'm not sure if you can see all the liquid, but there's so much liquid that it will last you probably a week if you had saved the liquid in the bag or something like that. But the reason why this is not my favorite compared to the other one is because you kind of have to do this laying down, just because if you see the mask and the quality of the mask, it is so good and it's just so thick. And since it's like moisturizing, when you put on your face, it just keeps slipping off your face. Like it literally just keeps slipping on your face. So that's the one thing I didn't like about it, and I didn't feel like I need like such an amazing quality mask like every single time. You might need to once a week maybe and use the rest of the liquid, but I didn't like the fact that I had to lay down for the 10, 15, 30, 20 minute. Each box says a different time frame, but they're usually 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, like till the maximum I seen was 30 minutes. So yeah, you definitely could put this on your face for 30 minutes, and yeah, this is the most different out of all of them. I say the closest it would be like to the pharmacy, but this one is just a lot thicker that it just doesn't stay in your face. So anyways, I do like this. I would purchase this again, but only for on sale. I can deal just laying down, but it's just not my favorite. So those are all the masks that I have used this year and like I guess the end of last year, but there's just so many more, and it's really hard to remember all of the Korean one because there's just so many. There's so many. But I like the snail one, the aloe, the seaweed. There's just like at least 12 different types for your skin. And so yeah, I highly recommend them, and I started using them again because of the 10-step Korean beauty routine. So I'll tell you that about it. Tell you about that in my other video. I think I'm gonna do another video on that. But that's all for sheet mask. Let me know in the bottom, in the comment, what you like to use, if you have a favorite or you just constantly try new ones. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to like just keep buying one because we always like to try new things. I mean, maybe you don't and you just stick to the one that you like, but I like to try different ones, and there's just like thousands in the world. But yeah, that's all. Subscribe down below or give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!